Through sickness and health, conflict and peace, big waves and calm seas, cold and warm, without fail, buoyancy keeps our boats afloat. Through it all, we're just out here, doing our best to take advantage of that reality.
Hey, feeling good, like I should. When in dark, I walk around the neighborhood. Feeling blessed, never stressed. Got that sunshine on my Sunday best. Yeah, hey.
Alright guys, welcome back to Into Deep. I know this is a long video, but this is an action-packed video. In this video, I showcase everything that me and Ethan got ourselves into down in Florida this season. Some drama in the Anchorage, and they're shutting the Anchorage in Miami down. And then also some info of something that happened to me this season that was pretty unfortunate. Stick around until the end of the video because Ethan and I do a Q&A where we answer all of your guys' questions from the previous videos. Also, I would like to mention that I started new Instagram. It is Into Deep Boating. Basically, as you've learned by now, if you're a long-time follower, there's sometimes some long lapses between the videos that I post. So if you want to stay up to date, way more up to date, more than weekly updates, check out the new Instagram, Into Deep Boating, where we'll stay totally up to date. Thanks for watching. Enjoy this video. All right. So we have made it to Miami Beach, and I'm back out in the same Anchorage that I was last year and the year before. Big news, they're shutting this place down. So in the past, I've kept this Anchorage off of the public spotlight, just because it's like I didn't want to blow the spot up. But now that they're shutting it down anyway, I want to give you guys the full scoop of what it's like to literally live for free on your boat in Miami Beach, Florida. One of the most expensive places to live. You can live for free on your boat in South Beach. It's outrageous.
Well. What do we have here?
Well, you see, got a little antsy, needed a center console, so we went scouring the markets, and I found an identical Aquasport to the other one that I have. So now I have matching identical Aquasports on opposite ends of the East Coast. And this one has a way newer engine on it. So we're gonna see what this thing's capable of.
We got a 2018 E-Tech 90.
With a smoked prop.
Yeah, apparently it was backed into something on the trailer, so we rented. Oh.
We didn't hear it run. The guy was really cool and got a pretty good deal on it, I think. $4,300. It's on a trailer. Pretty new motor. Rental truck.
We rented the old F-150 for
Ethan, you gotta give him the whole scoop on what we went through today to make this happen.
So it's like 11:30 right now. We are 2.5 hours-ish away from the boats. We had a whole ordeal trying to figure out how to get a truck to get the boat. And Gus reserved a rental car, and we were taking an Uber to the rental place, and it seemed like we were Hornworks. Seems like we were just gonna make it barely in time, and then as it turned out, we were at the wrong rental place. We made it in time though.
Typical Gus move.
We made it in time. So we had to Uber out to the airport. What's the word?
Well, someone did a compression test before we bought it, and they put the plugs in wrong because the plugs need to be indexed. So I somewhat fixed that. They lost a rubber piece that was in there, so I put a piece of plastic in there, and we're gonna see if it runs, but the keys are in the truck.
So Frosty had some nice bottom paint in the tool shed. So the Aqua getting a little treatment.
That algae down here, that's nasty stuff, you know? Keep her protected, so a little side of the road paint job is necessary sometimes. She's a runner.
She's a runner. What do you think, Gus, of the E-Tech so far?
I was a little scared at first because I started it, tried to rev it in neutral, and it wouldn't rev. It was like it was misfiring or something. But I guess it won't let you rev it unless you're in gear. So it's fine on the test ride, but to be honest, it's not as fast as my other one.
Might need some prop adjustment.
So I got some bad news, Frosty. They just hung up signs in the whole canal. Absolutely no docking, no trespassing, towaway zone. So
So I mean we're stuck at sea?
we're fudged.
We're fudged.
Fudged. But the Aquasport is just dandy. The water in the bilge, the hose came off the bait pump.
The raw water pump was just pumping into the bilge.
The water was dumping into the bilge. So
That'll do ya.
new float switch, so she's safe now.
Hell yeah. At least we got fishing rods. We can figure something out. They really went to town with the towaway stickers. We just passed the boat with the guys putting up the signs. You know,
What'd they say?
What'd they say, Gus?
They said David Suarez.
David Suarez is doing this. Look at them. They must have put up a couple grand worth in signs right here. Good God, it keeps going. So I just counted, they put up something like 60 signs. 10 yards between them. Seems
How much do you think that cost them?
60 signs at who knows how much a sign.
Basically, just south of the Venetian Causeway in Miami Beach, there's a nice open spot to anchor. And up until this year, you could land your dinghy in the Collins Canal, which is a little canal, and it was such an awesome freaking setup. Basically, there's over the last 5 years or so, the influx of boats coming into the Anchorage has been insane. If you look at Google satellite view, like 3-4 years ago, there were 20 boats. Then 2 years ago, there were 50 boats. And then now it's just outrageous. So the city commission is cracking down. They want people out of there. The argument is that there's cruisers like me and Ethan that come through for a month or two, and we do our thing and then we leave. And the people that are really taking advantage are the people that have lived there, are living there permanently, and they don't really use their boats, and their boats don't look good, and they're not paying Miami Beach taxes. So, and a lot of them will claim they're paying taxes, but they're not paying the ridiculous property taxes that any Miami Beach resident pays. So I kind of understand why the commission's doing what they're doing, but the hope is that they would make an exception / give the cruisers a way to stay there on anchor. You know, even if we have to pay to land our dinghies, it'd be nice to be able to stay there. But basically what's happened is they took the dinghy dock out in the Collins Canal. They're going around doing inspections, making sure everyone's sewage systems are in check. They boarded Ethan's boat, checked his sewage system. He had no problems. They were diving on moorings, making sure that nobody had permanent moorings and that everyone was anchored properly. They're doing everything they can do to find people and to encourage people to leave Miami Beach, ultimately.
One point that should be made too is the Anchorage has had somewhat turned into a a home for illicit businesses. So there are a lot of people collecting boats, 5, 10, even 15 boats, Airbnb-ing them or just renting them out as a monthly basis in some sort of slumlord fashion.
Yeah.
And Airbnbs, rentals. There are claims of running illegal charters out of the Anchorage.
Oh, I gotta give a quick freaking explanation for Ethan's little incident. So, right as I was starting to come down with my major health thing this year, I had my dad over at the boat. We were hanging out, and Ethan had the opportunity to take, 13 spring break girls, all girls, out on his boat. So, he asked me if I wanted to come, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I just didn't have the energy at that point. But nonetheless, Ethan said, I'm taking these 13 girls out on my boat. And sure enough, well, he went to pick them up at a landing that is a questionable place to pick people up. And I told him this, but regardless of any of that, the poor guy gets framed as an illegal charter boat, and freaking taking drone pictures of his boat, and he ends up on the city commission meeting, framed as an illegal charter boat. So, let's play that clip right now.
Play that back.
Another vessel named Frosty anchors his boat off Belle Isle and uses Maury Skid Pier for pickups and drop-offs for his reservation. Here's a picture of him chartering spring breakers this past weekend with no onboard help and questionable life safety conditions.
One point we haven't really made is that this effort has largely been spearheaded by one commissioner in Miami, and it just so happened that he was out there when I was picking up a pile of sorority girls, and and he took pictures of my boat, and he went the public shaming route with it.
Yeah, he really did.
In the end, no real repercussions, but it was kind of a funny development. I guess in the end, the future of the Anchorage is questionable at this point.
I think we pretty much got a hold of the last year of landable anchoring there. I was still landing in Miami Beach, but they had signs everywhere saying they would tow your boat, and they were towing boats, and it was just a matter of being, kind of smart and sneaky about it, I guess you could say. We got away with it, but the bottom line is that unless they give you a way to land and pay, then the Miami Beach Anchorage is pretty much getting shut down. So that's done.
Yeah. Last we heard, they were trying to make a compromise. $750 a month for land access by dinghy, plus was it monthly cleanings and weekly pump outs or something like that?
Yeah, the big stipulation was that they wanted you to anchor 1,000 feet from shore, so that literally disqualifies everyone in the anchorage. Because quite frankly, in the winter, I would pay $750 to land there if I could anchor where I want to anchor. But to be 1,000 feet from shore, you're way out. You're too far. Just another wonderful day in Miami Beach. This time with random fireworks blazing. I think to display the icon of the seas. The feds are out here tonight inspecting every single boat. I shouldn't say the feds.
Somebody's out here tonight.
Officers of the law. Look what they did to that sailboat over there.
They're screaming through here.
We have officers of the law out here tonight in Miami, basically inspecting sewage systems. So they already went to Frosty. How'd that go, Frosty?
Frosty got hit. They
They got hit. Frosty got hit.
They pulled up with the flashlight shining, and they said we're here for sanitation inspection. Can we come aboard? I said yeah. Showed them my sewage system, which goes directly from the toilet to a tank, and then there's a Y valve choosing to go to the deck or to the macerator and overboard. So I explained that to them, showed them the setup, and they gave me a little pill to flush down my toilet, and did that. They didn't see anything going overboard, so they left me on my way. They didn't check fire extinguishers or flares or anything, which Gus just bought a bunch of the above in anticipation of this.
Yeah, so there's been some big drama going on in the Anchorage lately, and yeah, they're going boat to boat checking sanitation systems. Sounds like they're being very nice when they're doing it.
One guy said he liked my boat.
The Icon of the Seas, newly the largest cruise ship in the world. 1,200 feet long, 165-foot beam. That is insane. Watching them go out on a sea trial in the port of Miami. How we doing? We're doing a little rail sanding here. Essentially, Micah redid these rails. He put 3 coats of epoxy wet systems with special clear hardener resin on these things, and I never varnished them, so now the sun is damaging them. They need to be varnished, so I'm trying to sand off all the crap damage that's been done. You can kind of see all that? It's messed up. Versus like back here, you've got some really nice grainy wood. Anyways, time for some sanding.
Time for some sanding.
Alright, so we just finished sanding all of the rails up and down the whole boat, getting it ready for varnish, but now we're covered head to toe in sanding dust. And
I think
I could cuss myself.
that was a good solution to the sanding dust.
Oh, this is much better than Rhode Island waters.
Much better.
Much better than Rhode Island water. Oh yeah, it is. I think it's my turn. Basically, there's all sorts of fun things to do around here. That's why I like having the center console, because you can just rip around. You can go to the island, you can go to Monty's. So
That's Monument Island right there.
right now, we're gonna go to Monty's and meet up with Micah and our friend Todd. Sit at the bar, have a drink, get some food. Hell yeah.
Just gotta stop off at Frosty first. I need some dry clothes.
Drop top with it? Drop top. Yep. Whole shot. Total garbage. Dumpster motor.
Just like that. Miami Beach Marina.
Shoo! That was a nice little ride. Love doing that ride.
How fast are we going? 29 knots?
Yeah, about 30.
Yeah, the other Aquasport is so much faster. I don't know what the difference is.
But that was wide open. We just held her wide the whole time. I think the other one revs higher, honestly.
Little tourboat action.
So this is Monty's at Miami Beach Marina.
They give you a cool little spot to tie up. Look at this Everglades. 35-foot Everglades.
No windshield in that boat.
No windshield. It must be an older Everglades. I'm sure Kip would know. Big old Yamis on it though. Alright, we're gonna tie up and go get some, go meet our friends.
All right, so right now we are going to retrieve our free water maker from Todd. For some reason, Todd doesn't want his water maker anymore, and he basically said, if you want it, you take it out of my boat, you can have it. So we're going to take it out of his boat, and it is a belt-driven pump. I don't know how I'm gonna make it work in here, but free water maker.
We're starting with the control panel here. Let me undo these wires. Yeah, Todd talks.
This is my bilge pump. This is the pressure pump for the water system. And by the way, Gus, you were right. I took the strainer off, and there was an air pocket in it.
No way!
Yep.
That fixed it?
Yep.
Hell yeah! That's your water system?
Yeah, my freshwater pressure system.
You were having low pressure?
What would happen is if I ran it, like, it would be perfect pressure when it came out. It's at 40 psi when it comes out, but then it would run out of water and it couldn't keep up with the flow. And it's because there was an air pocket in the strainer, so it wasn't creating a good vacuum to keep pulling water.
So mine does, I get good flow, but it kind of comes and goes as the pump kicks in.
Yeah.
And was it like that?
Yeah, it was. But
Maybe
it
I
would
should-
drop almost to nothing.
It would drop all the way down.
Yeah, all the way down.
Oh, I put that in backwards, sorry.
Do you have an accumulator, Ethan?
I don't think I do. In fact, I'm sure I don't.
That little pressure canister holds a little bit, doesn't it, Gus? Or is it just air?
This one?
What? This is your accumulator.
Yeah, but it only holds a little bit of water, right? It's mostly air, right?
Yeah, it's a rubber diaphragm in half of it.
Yeah, that's what I
with
thought.
air behind this half and water in the other half.
Okay, that's what I
So
thought.
your pump pumps this up, and then this.
Yeah, and then it
allows-
should create a vacuum to pull off the tanks.
Yeah.
On the pump side.
Yeah.
So Todd, tell us about this water maker. What's
So
this?
it came with the boat. The only thing I know about it is what I read in the documentation that I gave Gus earlier, and I have only turned it on twice, and it did run, and it actually did push water through the membranes, but everything downstream of the membranes was leaking. And so it was spraying, and so I just turned everything off and didn't mess with it again. Yeah, and that's the thing, is that there was stuff in it, Gus, but I didn't pickle it. So I don't know what the state of the membranes are, but the pump and everything may be worthwhile, you know?
Alright, right here we have our belt-driven pump. Look at that.
You could put an electric motor on that.
Could. I found the tube, but I forgot to disconnect the clamp over there. So I need
Do you want me to, you want to pull it out that way?
Yeah, because way less hose this way. So I'll disconnect this clamp, go back in the engine room.
Parts retrieved. Or
The RPMs are not direct
Gus,
on this.
Gus did most of
That
it.
threw me, Gus.
We're probably 3 hours into this. We got all our parts. We had to do some serious hose tracing. Then Gus decided to just do some maintenance on Todd's engine because he was down there already.
Kostya!
Hello!
Kostya. And back to the boat.
So I got the water maker out, did some maintenance. We're all good. Thanks, Todd.
Thank you, and thanks for cleaning it out. What do you think, brother?
Done?
We're done.
Done.
So we have all sorts of water maker jazz now from Todd's sailboat. Look at the size of these freaking membranes. This thing is capable of producing 60 gallons an hour. I bet you someone paid some big freaking money for this thing. Jeez. We're gonna throw it in Bella and see if it works.
What do you think? Is it gonna work?
Well, we got to figure out some way to drive the pump, which is, I think, the most immediate problem. Yeah. And other than that, I mean, we'll see what these membranes have to say, and we can do some research and see if they're revivable.
I'd say worst case, I can just buy an electric pump.
I wonder how much power it.
And see, what would be nice is if I can run it off the generator. Then, if I can bracket that thing to the gen set, then whenever I'm running the generator, we can make water for free, essentially.
Cool. You know what's interesting is that it was hooked up to the main engine, so it's variable variable
speed. Yeah. You know what?
It just produces water proportionally to the speed the motor was running.
That is a very good point. I would guess that it's going to work a lot better on a generator that runs at a constant 2800 or whatever it runs at. I don't know what it runs at, but
18.
Well, I'm sure mine runs somewhere lower than 28 then.
We've got 15 knots of wind out of the east right now. I want to do some kite surfing, set the kite up, go to the island. I'm going to see what Ethan on Frosty's up to. Yeah, so I'm going to cook my omelet, and hell yeah.
It's blowing good out here. Gus is trying to get the handle on a whole lot of kite surfing. Kite went for a ride. Had to go retrieve. Sorry folks for
All part of the self-learning thing.
self-taught kiteboarding. You ready for some more reverse? So, he's got the kite attached to the boat. He's just trying to figure out how to drive it. It's going into the trees. Oh! Looks like he's getting it. Next thing you know, we'll be on board. We played with fire. We got burnt. We're sailing. Gus is skippering. Just keep us away from the mansions.
This is what you call not traditional sailboating.
God, we are like the cruise ship or the tankers that put up a sail. Oh, we are getting dragged. See if you could get us around that corner. Tell me if you want intervention. Don't get wrapped up in that. Right. Okay. Motor's down. We are now under full sail. Dangerous. We are dangerously close to some really nice houses, but we got sail power and reserve motor power. So, yes, there's a good turn to port. Keep it, see if you can get it around. Yeah. Crohn, firing up. Firing up, reverse. Hard reverse. Alright, hard reverse. Get Get away from some big old houses. That thing just dumped on us.
Reverse. Keep it moderate reverse.
Moderate reverse. We're gonna get some space. That is something. You can really feel when the wind catches that thing, it takes this boat. I can't even imagine what it's like on a board. I bet no one's ever sailed an Aquasport before.
We're here in Miami Beach, and we are on our friend Micah. Well, you guys know Micah by now. He's been in some of my videos. This is his sailboat. Micah's sailboat making its first appearance on the channel. So as you know by now, Micah came to Maine, helped me work on my boat. Look, my hand's all injured. Look what Micah did to me. Micah has redone this whole boat. He's got his engine room. That's Marvin. Say hi, Marvin.
What's going on, guys?
And he just got these super badass fuel tanks made that we just hustled in here. They're 1/4 inch thick. They're crazy. So one's there. This is his engine room. He gel coated the whole engine room. There's the other tank. We squeezed it right in through here. This is kind of just what's going on at the Anchorage nowadays.
Too powerful. Yeah.
Little Anchorage.
Yeah.
This is what an old Ted Brewer sailboat looks like inside. A lot of wood. Nice boat. It's pretty cool. And then you have a midget hallway. You climb through the midget hallway. And you get the master, which is a little construction-y right now, but pretty nice. And then you come up the stairs. You've got Ethan supervising. Union wages, obviously. And yeah. So Micah did all these decks, made them look really nice. He's going for the very authentic look. Pretty cool. And then this whole hatch thing he cut out for engine access. As you can see, there's no engine in here. Cue video of us pulling engine.
It runs on the wind.
It runs on the wind.
Hot air right now.
Cue video of us pulling engine out with my crane last year. Oh no, a dead manatee?
Yeah.
Holy crap, dude.
That's a small one.
That's terrible.
That's pretty sad.
Oh.
Are you supposed to report it or something? I forget what the process is. I've never actually had seen one.
You're definitely supposed to report it. That sucks. They're such nice creatures.
Should we drag it out from underneath the boat?
No, I just called Tom. He didn't answer.
Pull it out of there with your oars. It deserves better.
I could throw a rope over its tail and bring it there if they want me to, but I don't want to touch it if they don't.
Deserves better than just rubbing up against an old Chris crap.
You're gonna get its tail,
All right, we've been enlisted to move the Manatee to the authorities. Micah, cowboy Micah. Micah was making fun of our knot skills yesterday, but he can't even tie up a manatee. Their little fins make them kind of cute.
Maybe it's just sleeping, Micah.
No, it's
Definitely missing 1/4 of its head.
gotta get my hands dirty as well. Alright.
Did you know manatees' eyes close like camera lenses? They like, yeah. Oh fuck! There's, what is that? Is that a lizard? A headless lizard?
A headless lizard? What? I'm so confused. What?
Unrelated to the manatee or related to the manatee?
That thing's heavy, dude. Yeah. Now good time to carve off a slice. Oh shit, you're still filming?
The manatee does not tow like a boat.
It sounds like a big boat.
It's like a,
He's water skiing.
yeah. Manatee's first time on a plane. Would you feel it come around and catch? Oh no! We are getting close! New line on the resume right here. Manatee towing endorsement.
Hand it off. A little smelly. What are we gonna do? Just tie this thing to the dock and leave?
Yeah, do you want to put me on the corner of the
Somebody will do something with it.
I'll knock on the door and say, hey, there's a dead manatee here by the way.
Hey, happy birthday! I got you a big old dead manatee.
Bye bye.
Manatee Micah.
Lobster line.
Might be able to get it back.
Oh, she got chunked pretty good.
How do you know it's a she?
It's got a vagina.
I think we should go by they them. All right, Micah. This is new times here. That's they.
I don't think it's a trans man.
Dude, what's going on with the E-Tech?
We got our first problem. Not E-Tech related.
Second, kind of.
Oh yeah.
Second failure.
Oh well, I guess we've had a couple issues. We've had the trim. We've had the trim issue, which is the trim switch that the new one just came in.
This thing's tostado.
That's pretty minor. And then we had the running out of fuel / needed a fuel filter issue, which was easily resolved. And now the shift cable is freaking broke. I don't know. I need to find out if it's broken, or I'm hoping the end of the cable popped out of the cable end. There's usually 2 little set screws that hold the cable in, because it'll go into reverse from forward when it's pushing on the cable, but it won't pull anything. It's nothing in pull, only in reverse. So I'm gonna take it apart, see what we can find.
It's day 2 of the Miami Boat Show. We are taking the water taxi across from the Miami Beach side of things to the Windward side of things so we can see some big boats.
We're going over to Bayside for the boat show today, and really looking forward to it. All right, so as you guys know, we're not really sailors, but we're here at the sailing part of the boat show, mainly because, well, out of respect for Micah. Micah loves this sailboat, so. But last year, the Gyro 60 was my favorite sailboat, so this year, they have the Gyro 55. It looks like a really nice, beamy machine, so we're gonna go check it out. And then maybe we can drag this guy to the power boats.
You're
What do you
doing
think?
this for me?
I'm doing this for you.
He does care. He cares.
So this is the cockpit forward of the helm where you drive this thing from. And we're gonna go on down to what I think is the galley. Wow. See, I really like these boats.
They don't want me in there. The leather straps on the tree is pretty cool.
So this is the Gyro 55 monohull sailboat. Really, really cool. Nice sailboat. This is the master suite. You have like a full-size shower. And you got me. Pretty cool. I think it's really cool that they have the cabins aft of the galley area. And you have electric heads. And then there's one cabin on each side. Really cool. So, over here is the other cabin. It's really nice. Home station. This is a really cool concept, something that you guys just saw me go through. Essentially, when you go to align your shaft in your boat to your engine, to get it perfect is almost impossible. So this is a constant velocity joint. It's a CV joint that bolts between your transmission and your shaft coupler, and it can take up to 3 degrees of misalignment and dampens vibration. Really cool, because the only other style that I've seen is like that rubber style where you clamp it together, and it's just not the same. This is like really heavy duty. I like it. Pretty cool.
Where is it?
$2 grand for, if I wanted them for my boat, it would be $2 grand per side. This is for a smaller one, but neat. Never seen it. You ever seen this?
I've never seen that.
This 65-foot lagoon catamaran looks really freaking nice. So we're gonna go take a look at it. All right, there's a lot of rooms in this boat, and this isn't really a boat tour video, so I'll feature one of these cabins, but there's 4 of these cabins. They're identical, almost identical, and really, really nice boat. This is a big boat.
Oh, hey.
How we doing?
This thing's massive.
I was just talking about how I can't do a full tour of this thing because it's
massive.
but it's
Goes
really
on
nice.
and on.
It's really nice.
With the full Flybridge catamarans, I think, are a really cool concept.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go to the Flybridge. Wow, sailing catamaran with a full Flybridge. Absolutely insane. This is nice. Like,
I mean,
this is, I don't know if this is really sailing. Is this sailing?
do people sell these, or do you just motor efficiently? I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Do they need? I always thought the dual helm thing was for when you're heeled over.
It is.
These things don't heel, do they?
Oh, they do.
They do.
Oh no, you know what? It's not for when you're heeled over. It's for what tack you're on. Your sail's blocking half of your view.
Ah, look at us figuring out sailing.
Yeah, we don't sail. Look at this. I don't know, this is the highest quality boat that we've been on thus far, I think. Maybe even more quality than the Gyro.
You can really tell looking at the trim work.
The trim work is it, yeah.
Not bad at all.
This is that boat.
things possible in a tiny mini.
I think I like it.
You like it?
I don't like the big stick thing, but the rest of it.
What do you think, Gus? You like the big stick thing up there?
I like it. I can get with the efficiency of it.
We'll get you on the sailboat one of these days. They have me
I'm not giving you the base water maker. Yeah, with the sails, water maker, and everything.
This is an Outremor 55, right?
55. It's got a bathroom.
El Hedo.
Oh, with water views.
Look at that.
What did you just buy for your sailboat? Micah literally just bought one of these, brand new. It's getting shipped to him. 2 alternators set up. Balmar. You excited?
Very excited.
Since we humored Micah by coming to the sailboats, now we go to the power boats.
I'm so excited for power boats.
Now we
love power boats.
Me too. And we'll terrorize Micah all day with powerboat stuff, and yeah, it'll be
Ever
great.
felt a Jolly Rancher that's literally squishy?
Oh, dude, that's a mess.
I just got a semi.
Thumbs up.
Cheers.
Alright, we're headed over to the world of big boats, and we're gonna look for Interdeep's next Bella's upgrade.
Yeah. I don't know if we're in the right place for that. we should be at we should be at like wherever the last hurricane took place. You hear what I just said, Micah? Tell them where we are right now.
I'm not repeating it.
I said all the pretty girls are at the power boats. Micah says they're all gold diggers. Anyways, we made it to the power boats, and
I'm overstimulated right now.
Frosty's overstimulated.
You want yourself a good girl? She's gonna know how to sail. Not saying a powerboat girl won't be good. I'm just saying that, you know, you're guaranteed with a sailor to be a decent human being. You gotta. You might have to search around a little bit.
Decent human being.
I've never met a gal who knew how to sail that wasn't like awesome.
I've never met a gal
Down
that knows
to
how to
earth,
sail, so
environmentally friendly.
I don't know if I've ever met a gal.
Well, that's the
that knows
thing.
how
I've
to
never
sail.
met one that knows how to sail.
Hey, throw that line toward me.
It's more of a theoretical thing. I theorize that girls know how to sail.
Unproven, uncertain.
oh, here we got some big boy sport.
All right, we're gonna do some looking around now.
If you're going for a modern day boat, you don't see teak, like 1.5 boards of teak. You don't see that on anything other than sport fishing nowadays. So mad respect. Hate to say it, not my thing, but mad respect in the woodwork. They're doing it right.
All right, so we just toured the inside of this 52-foot Horizon Power Cat. Now I'm going up to the Flybridge.
Dude, I can do gymnastics up here.
This is cool, huh?
Massive.
The inside of this boat's pretty nice. This is a Horizon 52. This is the aft portion of the Flybridge. I'm gonna come on in here. Wow, this is really comfy. This is air conditioned in here. This is nice. This has a QSB 8.3 liter Cummins in it, 2 of them. Wow, look at the room on the bow.
Look at this.
Idiot-proof your boat right there.
Bow and stern thrusters. Pretty cool. It's not a sailboat.
An extra 6 horsepower is off.
In case anyone ever wondered how these new 600 Mercs steer, only the lower unit turns. It's freaking amazing. It's so cool. And that's a unit of an engine. Wow. Thing weighs 1,200 pounds. Look who showed up.
What's going on? You guys know the
Boat
vibe.
Vibes. In case you don't know, this is Boat Vibes. My homie, great guy, good stuff. Met him down here in Florida.
We're having a great old time here in Miami Boat Show. You need to get something like this.
I was just telling the lady over there that I can't own anything that pops. This pops. I have a bad track record with things that pop. Especially expensive things that pop.
Yeah, $40,000 poppable things.
Look at Ethan over here.
This is how you know I've made it. Gus Eisenhammer.
Now I'm looking at these Mercruiser stern drive setups. They still make the Alpha one.
Except now they have some weird proprietary Mercruiser engine with the intake in the back at the transom. Seems a little weird. I don't know why they stopped using GM motors, but that's their 8.3. That might be a GM motor. That is definitely a GM motor. So it's just this one then. But this is their V12 600 horsepower cutaway. Look at those valves.
That looks like a 6.
Oh, that's the valve seat. That's not the valve. The valve is moves within the seat. But
Oh, it is a V12. Where the hell are the rest of the cylinders? Down here? Yeah, they're there. Found them.
found them. All right, so by now I'm sure everyone's heard of Seakeeper. Seakeeper is a gyro that you plant/mount inside of your boat. And they have this super cool freaking setup here at the boat show where there's a mini Seakeeper spinning on along right in here. Give that thing some roll.
Holy crap. It won't even let you. That's crazy. It's way quicker than you would think it would be. If you try and throw it.
Wow. Holy crap. All right, so we've made it to the docks.
We made it out eventually.
So give a little, what are these things that we're looking at?
So these are Valhalla center consoles, which is Viking's center console line. They're just bad.
They're really good looking boats.
Look at this nice wood finish.
It's like a Sportfish center console.
It's just sexy is what it is.
Pretty nice.
And comfortable, and I want 3.
I believe it runs off of some kind of fossil fuel.
That's a beautiful frickin' lineup. Oh. I love Midnight Express. I think they make some badass boats. So let's get 2 more perspectives. Power boater.
If I wanted to go 100 miles an hour, I would love Midnight Express also. Not my first choice in the big center console game, but I have an appreciation for them. Micah? Too much fossil?
I don't want to give an opinion because I don't want to get murdered by a drug dealer.
Oh, there's an opinion in itself.
Look at this. They sell these Mercs in all these different packages. So these are concepts. We just passed Deep Impact. I believe this is Deep Impact. What color Merc would you guys get?
I like this color. Orange.
Classic?
Hatteras Off-White 4208.
What's Marlowe Voyager. Cool boat. 97?
97. It's got C32s.
Oh, it's got C32 B's, 2,000 horse each.
B stands for big.
For booty.
Big old fuel bill.
Big old fuel bills.
Check out my shoes though.
All right, so we just toured an absolutely amazing vessel. This is the Marlowe Voyager 90, and we can't show the inside of this boat because all these boats are owner owned, and you know, they're built for the owners. But this is Rod, and he really took us on an awesome tour. We toured the Marlowe 58 Voyager, and then we just toured the Marlowe 90. This is the 90, right?
That is the 90, yes sir.
And yeah, you guys are based out of?
Our headquarters is on the west coast of Florida, just south of Tampa, about 40 minutes. Typically have about 15 to 20 of the Marlows there at any given time. They're in for service, for commissioning, for sale. By far the best way to learn about the boats.
So here's the thing. These boats are built unlike most boats that are built nowadays. These are truly quality boats. They're built to last, and they are not skimping on anything. These are really quality boats. So definitely check out Marlowe Yachts. And this is Rod. Awesome guy. Took really good care of us. Thank you so much, man. Seriously appreciate it.
My pleasure.
We had such a good time. All right, so we're gonna climb on this back Cove 340 right now with outboards. But before we do that,
I want to give one extra shout out to Rodrigo from Marlowe Yachts. He's a broker and he took us through 2 of their boats, and honestly, the boats are so high quality. There's no wood coring in this boat, first of all. He took so much pride in showing us the construction of these vessels, and truly awesome. Like, he had utmost patience with us, and clearly he knew that we, don't have the money to buy these boats, but honestly amazing. He took us through and gave us full in-depth tours, did not leave out a single detail. So with that said, we're gonna move on from that. Yeah, showed us 2 boats.
This is a main built boat right here. You gotta love a good main built boat.
We're gonna go back to the production stuff now, and I'm gonna hop aboard this Back Cove 340, and it's got twin 400 Mercs on it. Micah's already off of it, so clearly he's not.
Marlo, so I don't care.
They haven't even put electronics in yet.
Oh, it's got a separate. I will say the joinery is much nicer than
Other production boats.
yeah, and it's actual wood, which is really cool.
It's a pretty big 34, honestly.
Yeah, this is a comfortable cabin. Oh wow, there's a lot of nice woodwork in here. Good thing I have a multiple day ticket here because we have run out of time and we're gonna have to get back on the ferry soon.
Gus spent a lot of time talking to the prop glide guy. Good guy.
All right, this is a Frauscher. This is a Austrian brand. Really cool looking boat. We're gonna check it out real quick. Looks like it has twin IO Volvos on it. Wow. Teak decks. Super mega luxury.
I feel like I should be in Italy right now. This thing's crazy.
I think that was.
I feel like this is the boat that like you would chase James Bond in.
Oh, big time. Or James Bond would run away from
Nah,
steal
James
this one
Bond
and then-
wouldn't in this because it's got Volvo drives and it would break when he's at the most pivotal
He
point.
knows he needs straight shafts in his boats.
He needs some reliability, not Volvo outdrives. That's a vibe for sure. In the 7 seas, everybody's looking for something. All right, so in case you guys don't know, Yard House is like my favorite place in Miami Beach. So we just came from the boat show. We walked into Yard House.
How did we get here?
Oh, well, we were supposed to take the water taxi. The water taxi closed down early, so we got on a bus. Anyways, we walked in. Something was a little abnormal about Yard House today, so the boat show's going on, and we got approached, and these people said, hey, if you want to try out our special wings with our special spices, go check out our table, see our clothing that we sell and stuff. Anyways, fish shizzle spices. They've got the Cajun blend rub. They've got the special blend rub, which is more of a sweet rub. They gave us free wings. They gave us free beers. They gave us free pizza. And they're super nice people. So we're hanging out, having a good time, fish shizzling. Check out Fish Shizzle. We might be one of the only group of people that are gonna go to the Miami Boat Show by boat today. We don't have to walk, and yeah, I mean, the boat's gonna be pretty much untowable. Very illegally parked, but untowable. So if you were to look on Google Maps to see where we are right now, this is called the Collins Canal. And it runs pretty much straight into the center of South Beach. It's freaking cool. So this is literally our access to South Beach. All right, so this is our legal docking for the boat show. Tied up, motor off. Tied up to the bridge. Full send.
Billy Goat Grouse hanging out under the bridge.
Oh yeah. All right, we made it.
Here we are at the convention center. There is so much cool stuff here. It is insane. So we're gonna check it out, look around, and yeah. These Mastercrafts, although they're not ocean boats, they are so sick. Look at that paint job. Wow. That is so sick. I think it probably tows a little better than the Aqua.
Better than the Aqua?
Definitely a little better. It's freaking straight shaft inboard. Wow.
This is way too clean for me to step foot on.
The other day, Ethan was saying that these motors existed, these Evinrude motors that just sat underwater. The whole motor sat underwater. I'm like, no, you're lying. That's a joke of some sorts. Well, apparently they actually do have some crazy motor that stays underwater. That looks unreliable. All right, so we're gonna go for a little ride here on my, what are we on? I don't know, but it's got twin 400s. So I'm gonna trim her down. All right, we're gonna throw in gear. Oh. Hard shift. All right, I'm just gonna hold it wide open, whole shot, you ready? To the boards.
We are screaming.
All right, I'm gonna trim up.
Good, dude. How's the throttle response feel?
We're at 6,800, we're doing 45 miles an hour. All right, we're gonna do full reverse. Ready? Dump it. That was the most seamless full forward to full reverse shift I've ever seen in my life.
It's almost like they didn't even change direction.
All right, we need a little port side thrust. All right, Yellowfin makes a nice center console. We're gonna go check out this 39 offshore Yellowfin.
This thing is such a fishing machine. They have no creature comforts. You don't get seats or a sun pad, but you do get fishing rod holders every 36 inches. So.
And you get an easily washable floor, or deck I should say, and you get an insane freaking sound system. Look at this. They only have electric steering servos on the outside motors, and then they use tie rods to turn the inner motors. And then this, so one for two motors. So this is just like a safety cable to connect the motors in case something were to fail. Not only that, but you also have a freaking window in your fish box. Look at this helm. You get two massive Garmins. All of your switches are on the Garmin display. There's nothing, well, I guess what really, the stuff that matters, they have redundant buttons for. So we're looking at Fountains now. Fountain makes a nice boat. This is the 39 DX. Let's check it out. Wow, love the upholstery right off the bat. Look at this thing. That's a freaking nice boat. That's just a hangout dual console quality looking unit. Oh wow, you can go to sleep in there. Microwave. This must be the head. There's the head. Wow. Then you get into Fountains race boats. Look at that. Look at this. Wow. Not very much visibility.
For a boat that does 85.
Look at the freaking speakers. Oh my god.
Gus loves his speakers.
This the boat probably slams. Oh, you have a whole area down here. Oh my god. That's insane. You have a nice watertight door too, but it's missing part of the seal. Lots of subwoofers and speakers. It's an epic day boat. This would be one hell of a party boat.
Yes, it would be, that's for sure.
Check this out.
Look, you even lift the hatch, it's got more speakers. Oh my god. This might be the boat I would get if money were no object. This thing is freaking sweet. They put the Sea Rays next to the not Sea Rays. This is a boat. Wow. These boats are so sick. So sick. Wow. Oh, wow. Holy luxury for a center console. This is insane. I'm sure the owners of these boats do not do drugs on this table. That would just be, you know. Look at the new Mako. Mako's freaking cool. They put this thing right on the ground. Flat bottom. Oh, the 17. Grady White. Look at the size of these XTOs. Holy crap, they're massive. Look at this. This is the Grady White 386 center console. Wow, look how nice this is. Oh my god. Built-in grill.
What's your price range? What's your price guess?
Price guess on this bad Larry? Probably $1 mil.
$1 mil. Pretty much on the dot. Did you see it on that paper right there? Yeah. Fun game we were playing.
So this is like the same boat as the one we were just on, just bigger. And it is big. For a center console, absolutely insane. This is Everglades. This is one of Southport Marine's brands. Everglades makes a nice boat. A cool 14 grand a month. Let's go check it out. Wow, Everglades really does make a nice boat though. If you want one, you're in the Northeast, go see Southport Marine. I'll put their information in the description. Tell them Gus sent you. Go see Brent at Southport Marine to get yourself an Everglades Cobia Sea Pro. Wow. That's a big center console.
This one's got a seakeeper.
This one's got a Seakeeper? That's the Seakeeper control?
Everybody gets a control panel on this boat.
No way.
Wow. You got a nice cabin. Let's look at the head. Beautiful head. Holy crap, you have a separate shower in a center console. It's the first time I've seen that. can watch TV. Nice little seating area up front.
Wait, can I bring you up?
Is this where you would sit?
I'd sit there. Or up top.
Ah. Alright, so we've made it to Scarab. Actually not bad, 200 grand for this thing. Wow, this is a nice, this is a very comfy boat. Holy crap, it's big inside.
That's what I'm saying. And it's only $200,000.
Look at the paint job on that Malibu. Whew. So I am here with Steven, and this is the latest technology in electric outboards. It is a propless outboard engine. It works off the premise of a jellyfish. You want to tell them a little more about it?
Sure. Yeah. This is Finex. This is a startup from France, and this is their first commercialized product that they have out. It's called the Fin S, and it's really cool. It works without a propeller, like you said, using the same concepts of the jellyfish propulsion. So you can see right now as I twist the throttle, move the water through the membrane, like we're heating it out, and then the difference in pressure means more water will fall behind it. Wow. So this is a 2 kilowatt motor. Right now we're only running about 10% because it's a small tank. And I don't want water to splash everywhere.
Any more than that, it'll splash out.
So it's cool.
No risk of getting chopped up with this. Runs on a 48 volt, it's a 48 volt system. So he's got one LifePo battery here. And yeah, so I think we are gonna get together with Steven and we're gonna try this thing out in Miami Bay. So he's gonna launch his dinghy, we'll tow him out to center console and we'll go do a little trial action with the Jellyfish electric outboard engine. What do you think, Ethan?
I'm excited to see it go. Interesting concept.
Really cool concept, so awesome. So how was the boat show?
I'm now representing Suzuki because a pretty girl gave me this flag. I hit my 10,000 steps.
I definitely got, oh, there's poop. Did you step in it?
No.
Cool.
And now
The boat's still there.
it's fun. You know, I've spent so much of my childhood looking at big old center consoles online, but that's the first time I've really gotten to go explore the boats from the internet. And it's just a 45-foot center console is like a whole different world of boat than our boats.
It's a big freaking unit. Big freaking unit. All right. So today is the first beautiful day in a couple days. I mean, every day is beautiful, right? But so this is the first like blue skies awesomeness in a couple days. And look at that in the background. Now I don't have green shit because I painted that. We are gonna feature the new Jellyfish style outboard, electric outboard, runs on a 48 volt lithium battery. It's effectively an outboard engine without a propeller. So some people might say, oh, well, those exist in jet form. Well, jets still have impellers inside. It's just a contained propeller versus a propeller, which is not contained. This works off of some crazy jellyfish diaphragm type thing that it's like a diaphragm that pulses. So I'm really excited to see how this thing works. It's gonna be crazy. I can't wait.
All right. All the wind out today. But
It's really freaking refreshing. It's like the humidity is much lower than Florida.
the sun is cranking though.
It is like really nice.
The jellyfish is here.
This is so exciting. What's up?
What's going on, Micah? How you doing?
All right, so right now I am walking with the Fin-esque Jellyfish outboard. That is the propulsion device right there. Going to get ready to put it on the dinghy. Really exciting. This is gonna be cool. Off he goes with the jellyfish. Wow, and that's moving pretty good. Holy crap. Oh my god.
At 35.
All right, so here we have Steven with the, what is this called?
So this is from a French company called FinX, and basically they make motors without propellers. So they're experimenting with different propulsion systems using biomimicry. So based on the motion of a dolphin's tail. This one, for example, is the jellyfish motion. This is their first commercialized product that they just put out on the market. They made about, I think, 50 of them in a factory in Normandy. And this one is very simple, the motion. The way it works here is you have this membrane. This is the only moving piece here through a series of electromagnets that vibrate back and forth. And it vibrates this rubber piece, drawing water in from the sides, shooting it out over the cone, the opening here. And then that creates a difference in pressures between this opening and the other side of the pod. So more water will follow that way. It's basically a Venturi principle.
Oh, all right.
Let it rip. So this is the front.
So that's
the motor,
the front, yep.
and then this would be the back here, if you're going forward. But the motor itself rotates 360, so you can direct the thrust in any direction, since you don't have a reverse like a traditional propeller. Then basically the main advantage is that you can touch it while it's running. So if I twist the throttle right now, I'm not gonna get blended like a traditional propeller. There's gonna be no cuts and no accidents if you have kids swimming around a boat, that sort of thing.
Wow.
And that's really the only, as far as maintenance too, you know, there's no oil changes, there's no risk of leaking oil or...
Give it full throttle. So as you can see,
So I'm gonna lower it down.
that thing puts the power down. Approaching us now is the world's first propellerless electric outboard engine. The world's first propellerless outboard engine in general.
Put your hand right on.
Put his hand right in the prop. What prop? Wow.
That's how it works.
Check that out. I'm gonna spool her out. Then we'll stop. So, it's not exactly the fastest thing. This is a soft bottom bris inflatable, and it's moving us probably 2.5, 3 knots. I think he did a speed test at 3 knots. Wow. So this is the only model in the US right now. They're gonna start importing it soon. The FinX Model S. All right. So, today in Miami, listen to this thing. It's screaming. Essentially, these guys are pulling junk out of the water that, like sunken boats and whatnot, that other people have left here irresponsibly. Look at him dropping the spud. Nick! A lot of awesome people here. A lot of awesome people here, a couple bad players. My friend Micah has really made big pushes to try and you know, clean this place up and get the bad out, and you know, let the good people, you know, be able to stay and stuff like that. If your boat works and you take it cruising, you know, I think you should be allowed to come back here and spend some time here and then kind of move on. But
to permanently live somewhere on a boat that doesn't run, you don't maintain it, it never moves, so you can only imagine where the waste is going. It's a very understandable predicament. As much as I love the ability to do this and stay here for free, I would rather pay some money and get all the really bad boats out of here. And oh, look at this, they're dropping that spud right now. I love this maritime construction stuff, really freaking cool stuff. I'm gonna get out of here, give these guys their room to do what they want, probably go over to the island and hang out there for a bit. It is Saturday, April 20th. Holy crap, it's 4:20. And it is 6:30 a.m. And for those of you that don't know, actually probably none of you know, I just got out of the hospital. I spent a month in the hospital getting some crazy major abdominal surgery. It was absolutely brutal. I lost like 20 pounds. Now I need to gain it back. I'm recovering still. Probably over a month till I'm right. But basically this whole situation kind of changed my life. You know, you forget what you had. Forget what you have until your health is terrible, and then it's just a crazy situation. Anyways, I'm going to watch the sun come up offshore today. It's really calm out, and yeah, I'm gonna take the Aquasport out of Government Cut, and I'm gonna watch the sunrise. Alright, so some of you guys are probably wondering, or a lot of you guys are probably wondering, why the hell were you in the hospital for a month and what happened to you? So I never really expected to be explaining this to the public eye, but I think it might be insightful to a lot of you guys. And I'm sure some of you guys are in the same boat as me. So since 2015, mid-high school, I have had something called Crohn's disease. For those of you that don't know what that is, it's when your immune system attacks your small intestine for absolutely no reason at all other than to cause one's pain and agony and limit your diet. So food is like one of my favorite things on the planet. I completely eliminated dairy from my diet because I noticed that dairy really bothered me. And I really tried to take the holistic approach towards managing this, which is I didn't take any medication, or I haven't been on any medication for it in a long time. And I've just been trying to eat good and stay away from things that didn't agree with me until now. Basically, halfway through less than halfway through our season down here in Florida, I started feeling these weird pains in my back, and I thought it had something to do with my kidneys and this and that. I dealt with it for a while, and then finally I went to the doctor and started getting blood work done, and everything looked decent, but there were some scary things in the blood work and this and that. And then finally I'm like, all right, I'm having trouble sleeping now. This is so uncomfortable. So I went into the hospital, they did a CAT scan, and they found that the Crohn's disease had caused this major infection in my intestine. It was a large fluid collection, an abscess. So they tried to have people drain it or have interventional radiology drain it, and they weren't comfortable doing it, and then they tried to treat it with antibiotics, and that wasn't working. So ultimately, they had to go in there and cut out the diseased portion of my bowel, and they also took my appendix because I guess that was starting to get inflamed because what they cut out was so close to it. And I don't think you really need your appendix, so it's kind of like preventative maintenance or whatever. But after surgery, they took me off the antibiotics almost right away. I got sent home a little over a week later, and then I ended up back in the hospital again in excruciating pain. Turns out an infection came back, so they had to put me back on antibiotics, and it has just been a wild frickin' ride. A little over a month in the hospital in total, and just terrible pain and but you know, I come out of this now, I'm feeling a whole lot better. I'm still far from being 100%, but I'd say in the next month or two I will be. At this point it's been 3 weeks or 3.5 weeks since the operation, and I'm getting better and better day by day. I really have to watch what I eat. I can't eat a lot. You know, I'm gaining back the weight that I lost in surgery and just from being in the hospital, not eating and laying in a bed all day, which is totally brutal for me. I mean, I like to run around and do stuff and be productive every day, so that was really hard on me. But I'm back, and yeah, I'm hoping that now that they cut out the diseased portion, I should be good to go for a while, theoretically. I've read a lot of good things between Reddit and and just the internet in general. So that's basically my story of what happened to me this season. It all in all basically turned off about 2 months of my season down here. Poor Ethan's sitting on his boat by himself. You know, I came out of this with even more of a different perspective on life. You know, really appreciate life, and life is nothing without health. Today is the 26th, I believe, and on Saturday, me and Ethan head out of Miami and we start our trek north. This season, I'm gonna take you guys along for everything that I get myself into up in Maine. So stay tuned, a lot of exciting stuff coming. And yeah, thank you guys for watching as always. If you like the videos, hit that subscribe button. Alrighty. Good morning from Miami. So I am getting ready to leave Miami and go do some Florida Keys cruising, but my portside engine is in need of a couple things. I pulled the cover off. First things first, this cylinder number 1 injector has been leaking ever so slightly for a while now, right around where the hold down nut bolts the injector into the head. So I already tried to tighten the return line, tried to tighten the feed line. The injector itself is literally leaking where the body screws on. On top of that, this water pump, as you might be able to see, there's a little bit of pink coming out of the weep hole. The water pump is leaking a little bit. So I just ordered a new genuine Cummins pump. I already have a new genuine Cummins injector. First things first, I'm gonna change the injector, and then once the pump comes in, I'll do the pump. So that'll be cool. I'll fix a very tiny minor coolant leak and one slightly leaking injector. Alrighty, so this is where I'm at in my injector job. I've got a lot of the line hold downs off. I'm gonna break the main line. I'm gonna break the line loose right here with my crow's foot. Basically, that's the setup. Get right in there. I just love when things fit so nicely. That's one thing I love about these engines, and especially where they're located in the boat. It's so easy to work on. It's like you just have this engine on a platter, and you can walk all around it, and you can do whatever you need to do. It's freaking amazing. So, injector coming out. All right, injector line's off, and the injector is out. It was kind of not fun to get out of there. I had to use a series of different prying and hammering, but I did no damage to anything, which is spectacular. And this injector looks pretty, I don't know, it's almost like they put anti-seize all over it before they put it in, which I don't doubt they probably did, but I will use something else.
Actually, you know what I will use? I'll show you exactly what I'm gonna put on this injector. I'm gonna use a little bit of this. A little marine grease, Quicksilver. All right, so one awesome feature about this boat is onboard air. This little friggin' thing is sticking because of the salt water. I gotta oil it. So right here is the new injector and the old injector. Fortunately, they appear to have the same size nozzles on them. I actually didn't look to see how many holes were in the nozzle, but the injector itself is definitely the same. Straight from Cummins. This one actually doesn't look too bad, honestly. But it's getting replaced. It was leaking. All right, we're ready for reinstallation. I have cleaned the injector hole. I just need to change that copper washer. I've blown out the injector line. I've cleaned up the end. One end was a little corroded, so I cleaned it up with some really fine sandpaper. And yeah, now I'm gonna get ready to throw the new injector in. No leaks. Minimal dirtiness. Not without severe mess. Changing the main coolant circulation pump. This one's junk. It was leaking only a tiny bit, but I lost a crazy amount of coolant down into the bilge, even though I tried to drain most of it into gallon jugs. Yeah, getting her done.
Lazy Sunday in the Anchorage.
Aha! We're gonna do some boat stuff today. Cosmetic work, long overdue projects that I should have been doing weeks ago in the warmth here. But Ethan is gonna help me, and we're gonna tackle some separate projects, all located on the aft deck. I'm gonna sand and paint the fairing that is just green splots everywhere, and he's gonna scrape that aluminum safety hatch, whatever, for the aft cabin that has been losing its paint for a while now. I really should fair that too, but I feel like with a coat of paint it won't look that bad. What do you think? It's like not terribly out
I mean,
of
it
shape.
could use a little more
that
love,
needs fairing.
but
That definitely needs fairing. This should work to scrape this. The edges of this will gouge the aluminum, and then the paint won't. So you know what I mean. Just make sure that you stay flat with it.
this is like my OCD dream. I've been preventing myself from picking off the paint for so long. Now I get to do all of it. What do you think the odds are I slice myself open by the end of this?
I was gonna tell you don't cut yourself, but I didn't say it because I thought it would be obvious.
That doesn't usually stop you.
But I always freaking cut myself. When I'm playing with razor blades, I always slice my finger open. It sucks.
It bothers me when the guards get to acting like the bras. Guess everything doesn't come complete with niggas like ours.
Gus is fairing incorporated.
Not yet for hire.
So we're gonna take a little gander here. We're gonna start out today with some 80 grit sandpaper. And we're gonna try and blast this aluminum down to some nice paintable stuff with my Amazon sanding discs. I've never bought sanding discs off Amazon before, so I'm curious to see how they operate. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, 17.
She's starting a fire. 18. This is Frosty's nightly routine to get his.
It's 3:45 in the morning.
Almost.
It's amazing. That thing's a decent runner for what it is.
I'm gonna wake up everyone in the Anchorage. Everyone's gonna love it. Check out these guys.
Setting up anchor, they're gonna run right into this guy. They were over there. Now they're right there. Wind's picking up a little bit. It's gonna be windy. We're gonna blow right into that guy.
Everyone's blowing around. Alright, so it's just another random morning in Miami. Whatever. I started the generator to cook some breakfast, and I'm looking outside, and I can cook breakfast without the generator on the inverter, but if I'm running the microwave and the stove, I like to start it up just because that takes a lot off the batteries. You know, I might as well, it's a cloudy day, I might as well just run this for 20 minutes and it's good. So, anyways, I'm looking outside and the exhaust is awful, like, smoky. So my initial reaction is go down on the side of the boat and smell the smoke, see if it's like smoke, this or that. So I determined it was steam, so I'm like, all right, this thing must be running hot. Check this out. This has been happening over and over again. Like, not even kidding, over and over again. The frickin' strainer plugs itself up with so much shit. It's insane. Like, I don't even know how. The through hole for the generator is just not big enough. Nor does it have a screen on the bottom of the boat. So it's just a hole. Definitely a big issue. All right, let's fire up the old unit so she can cool herself down. I bet you it's pumping way better now.
And it'll stop steaming. Oh yeah, look at all the water. See the steam? The steam's gonna go away right when it cools itself down.
Way more water. Oh, I love easy, simple fixes so much. Charging the batteries and got the air conditioning running. She's just thriving. She's thriving. Good morning from Tavernier, Florida. I'm finally at the point where I am moving around and eating again. I lost like 20 pounds. It was absolutely brutal. I'm in Key Largo right now. Me and Ethan are actually in Key Largo. Ethan is somewhere. I wanted to come back here because you may remember from the last video, we did a walkthrough of this other guy's 53-foot Hatteras. And I've been in contact with him, and we're back here because he's got some parts for me and I've got some help to provide him with. Anyways, right now me and Ethan are going to clean the bottom of my boat.
Good morning, good morning.
How we doing, Ethan?
I'm ready to go swimming, clean this girl up, get ready for the trip north, and
oh yeah,
enjoy some cold water or some warm water while we still have it.
Yeah, it's actually a lot warmer this time around than it was the last time we were here. But yeah, so tell them the plan. We're heading north soon.
Yeah, in a week or so, we're heading north. both of our boats pulling anchor and firing it up and going. The plan is we're gonna do 2 days together up the Florida coast. Gus is gonna take off on a long run because he's got way more tankage than I am. Run from Palm Bay to Moorhead. My sister's coming down to help me. We're gonna do essentially 2 25-hour runs, Palm Bay to Charleston-ish, then to Moorhead. We will reunite in Moorhead. We're gonna make the northern stops that we didn't get to make on the way down because it was cold and brutal, and we're gonna burn some diesel.
Hell yeah.
And I'm so excited. Gus?
Should be awesome. I can't wait. On the next note, now that we're down in the Keys in the crystal clear waters, I want to talk about this gear. Right here, enclosed in this beautiful backpack carrying case, is a Smacko dive setup. Alright, so I want to take a moment to show you guys this awesome Smacko setup. So Smacko is a company that produces dive gear that is catered more toward the everyday, not diving deep user. You know, especially since diving can be dangerous if you're not certified. Smacko was nice enough to send me this S700 tank setup. This is one of their bigger, or maybe the biggest one that they offer. They actually sent me the electric compressor, or it can run on 110 or 220 AC, but it can also run on 12 volts DC. So you can plumb this thing right up to the batteries in your boat, fill your S700 dive tank. You can actually fill any of the Smacko tanks with this dive compressor. I hooked it up, filled this tank. I didn't keep track of exactly how long it took to fill, but I was impressed at the setup. You can purge the water and any condensate out through here by bleeding a little air off with the bleed valve. I'm gonna put this thing on. Right now, Ethan is in the water on the hookah line off of the tank. So this is how I've done it traditionally. Tank, hookah line. How's it working?
The mouthpiece is kind of fucky, but I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm not sure how well it's gonna work with the hose, you know?
Yeah, it's not working well?
I literally just jumped in.
Oh.
So it doesn't work great in the air with the gravity of the hose, but I'm thinking maybe underwater it'll just float a little better.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
So
So Ethan was basically just drowning himself there for a little bit. So I just cut the mouthpiece off of one of my backup regulator on my dive setup. Slapped her on there. Can't imagine these things are too expensive.
the underside is not looking too bad after 6 months sitting there.
No?
I mean, it's a little furry, but I was expecting more.
Well, it should be easy to clean then. We put a coat of ablative paint when we had it on the hard. Well, Frosty actually did most of the painting. So Smacko's S300 dive tank is basically just a tank with a mouthpiece and it hangs out of your mouth. The S700 comes with this backpack. Comes with remote pressure gauge, which I have it charged right up to the top of the green. And then your mouthpiece. And the mouthpiece is actually, it's a quality unit. Pretty impressive. Really excited to see how it works. So we're gonna go try it out right now. Doesn't taste bad. That's a good sign. All right, I'm ready to hit the water. I got my earplugs in. The only thing that sucks is that the strap is hitting my scar. Hopefully we don't tear anything. How we doing, Ethan?
The water's pretty damn stagnant here, which is annoying, but...
Oh, so it's cloud?
It clouds up pretty easily. You just gotta keep moving around.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, give it a scrape and give it a quick scrub and it shines blue.
Hell yeah.
Props look good.
Props look good? Good. Well, the Smacko's working great, so I'm going to grab my scraper and do some cleaning. All right, so I just got out of the water with the Smacko. I should have put the timer on to see how long it lasted. I would guess in the area of 25-30 minutes, but I'm gonna charge it back up right now, and then I'll time how long it takes to run through the tank while I'm cleaning the boat. So probably breathing a little heavier. My wound seems to have survived. I actually feel really good in the water. It's like I'm fine, so I am excited about that. And yeah, so right now I'll show you how I recharge this thing using the electric compressor that they gave me. All right, so I'll show you how to hook this thing up. First things first, provided filter. Click that on there. All right. Click your 90 at your hose, or whichever way you want to use it. I don't think it really matters. So now you've got your filter and you've got your line, and let's hook her up. Ready, set, start, start. So I will see how long it takes to go from empty to right where the green hits the red. What's really nifty about this is that you can set the compressor cutout. So it's set at 3000, which is right where the green hits the red. Wow, I will say my abs are super freaking sore right now. They really hacked me open. All right, so it's 45 minutes and we are there. So I'm going to hit stop. I'm gonna hit stop, but I'm going to leave this on so that the fans can run for a little bit to cool this unit down. I'd also like to add that I used the bleed valve a couple times during the fill to let any water that accumulated in the trap out before it came through the line into the tank. All right, here we go. Let's see how long the Smacko lasts. Bam. We'll subtract, let's say, 30 seconds for me to get in the water. All right, so the verdict on the Smacko S700 time underwater, it lasted 22.5 minutes. That's with me breathing. And you have to keep in mind that I was scraping the bottom of the boat. So I was definitely breathing a lot more than I would be if I were pleasure diving at a reef or something. So far, very impressed. Quality unit. It's not like lugging around a BCD on your back when you're diving. It's a lot more simple. It's just you put the backpack on and you're good to go. What's up? So you guys might recognize this boat right here. This boat right here is the Hatteras 53 that I showcased in my video when me and all my friends were down here in the Keys. And today we're gonna hop aboard and see what sort of progress he's made. I think he's made a lot of progress. What do you think, Ethan?
I'm excited to see the boat. Man's planning on moving his family out down to the boat. He's converting one engine room into a dining room, so I'm excited to see what that looks like.
Me too.
Yeah, I think it'll be cool.
Sweet. All right, let's go see the progress Sean made. Wow, look at that floor. Holy crap. Looks good in here.
The mini splits work like a charm.
Yeah, the mini split. Oh wow, look at that. That thing is cranking. He's got the 2 units. Right there. And right there. There's my old ladder. I traded him. Woo! So we got all this flooring done. You're trying to run out of the frame?
I was trying to.
New stove? Wow, that thing's brand new. That thing's beautiful. Holy crap, I need a stove like that in my boat. The kitchen! Or the dining room.
Family dinner over the old Detroit.
Holy crap! So this is literally his new dining room. He cut down the whole wall that encases the port side engine room, or the starboard side engine room. I keep getting disoriented because it's in the slip. This is the starboard side.
This is the starboard
The thing's
side,
backed into the slip. Yeah. Wow.
R.I.P.
I mean, I could dig having dinner over the glass Detroit. What do you think?
Oh, I could definitely. Little glass top on here. I saw a thing online of a conference room at Caterpillar, and they had
Probably really nice.
a big glass table on a block.
Wow. Well, that's pretty neat. So right now what I'm gonna do is block off his port side freshwater feed because he's feeding from the starboard side and the port side check valve is bad, so he's spewing water out of the deck up there. I suggested replacing the check valve, but it sounds like he just wants me to block this off, so that's what I'm gonna do. Right here with the hopefully right size AN cap. Wow, that thing's tight. Mission accomplished. All right, so we're talking to Sean, and he's like, dude, I'm trying to get rid of all this stuff. I'm just throwing it away. Do you want any of it? So I got myself all sorts of goodies. A new Flybridge helm chair, a nice one. The aft ladder, which I already have, but I just wanted to take it because he was gonna throw it out, and I feel like I could make a boarding ladder out of it. Me and my junk collecting is out of hand, but he also gave me a couple boxes of miscellaneous boat stuff, Onan stuff, old Detroit stuff. I got some Detroit stuff, baby. We'll give all the Detroit stuff to Frosty because we don't have that. Maybe a lot of it will probably work, even though it's 871s versus 671s. I bet a lot of it's the same. Yeah. And then I swapped Flybridge ladders with him. So I gave him my redone mahogany steps, and I got the original setup. I really wanted the original setup anyway, but yeah, so I'm excited. I can't wait to have this chair on the Flybridge. That's gonna be huge. So we're going back to Bella. I'm gonna get some outlet plate covers to install on his boat for him, and then we're probably going to, oh, he wants to take us fishing tonight, but I don't know. I need to see how I'm feeling because I can't be going full blown animal just yet.
We did spend an hour underwater today, so take that into consideration with your recovery map.
Yeah, did spend quite some time underwater today. But the old Yami's running. Where'd you just get back from?
We just got back. I just got done with an inshore charter. We caught some really nice snook. No keepers, but we caught nice snook, some cudas, and some nice mangrove snappers.
And hit up Sean if you want to go on a charter in Tavernier, Key Largo area. He's your guy to catch fish.
Anywhere from Homestead to Almirada, I got you guys. You want to do bass fishing, I can take you world-class bass fishing. You want to go catch peacock bass, you don't have to go to the Amazon. I got you right here in South Florida in Homestead. We can catch peacock bass, we can catch largemouth bass, we can go in the saltwater, we can catch snook, tarpon, trout, jacks, mangrove snappers. And if you want to go offshore, I can even take you offshore fishing. I've got all the connections down here in all of the Florida Keys, even all the way to Key West. If I can't do it, I can put you on fish.
Wow. All right, what's your website?
WhiskeyThrottleCharters.com. Instagram is Whiskey Throttle Charters. TikTok, Captain Sean.
Links will be in the description. Check him out. He's your guy for charters. All right, so right now we are headed was anchored out in a harbor just outside of what's called Community Harbor. They call this anchorage Just Chillin' on Active Captain. Anyways, we're headed through Tavernier Creek to get fuel from a fuel truck, ultra discount fuel. Tavernier Creek on Navionics shows up as green, like land. It's not navigable according to the charts. So a little nervous, but we're gonna take it easy coming in. Apparently there's some markers for us to follow, so we'll see what happens. But we should be able to hop on in there and get some fuel from the fuel truck. $3.90 a gallon versus $5.45 a gallon. So we're all fueled up now. We just left. No problems in Tavernier Creek whatsoever. Guy was wicked cool. Got much cheaper diesel. Basically it cost me $2,200 to fill this thing. Now we're headed down Tavernier Creek. Back to Miami. Off we go. All right, we're up to 2,000.
Port motor isn't spooling up. Gus is on assessing duty. Says it looks fine, so we'll see what happens.
So we just went to spool her up and she wasn't spinning her normal speeds. So it appears that the port side engine has some serious lagging going on. It's taken a while to spool up. I suspect maybe fuel filters. I don't know, it was working fine, so.
What do you think, Frosty?
I think you probably know what you're doing. So fuel filters it is. I had the magic.
No, you just have to start. You just have to start simple.
All right, so we're pulling back into Miami. Beautiful sunset, great day on the water. It was quite the nice cruise, and as we're pulling in here, we're looking and see this Nord in the Anchorage, Nordhaven. I'm wondering if it's a mermaid monster. That'd be pretty cool if it was. Newport, Rhode Island. Alright, we ready for some mooring?
How are we doing this?
I'll pull up, you grab the longboat hook and scoop up a set of lines, and you'll end up with a pennant.
Pull it from the bow of the aqua?
Yeah, there's two lines. One's connected to the cleat, to both cleats on the bow, and then the other one's carabinered to the tow eye.
So I'll take this. Which one should I grab?
Either one. You'll end up with something.
No, with some chain of it.
Alright, we're gonna pull on in here. She's gonna be a slammer. Alright, grab it. Grab it.
You don't grab this. Here, you grab this.
Alrighty. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is April 24th. It is April 24th.
and it is 10:21 a.m. So, today I have some work to do. First of all, I'm starting to feel a whole lot better. Yesterday, me and Ethan got home from our little Keys rendezvous after I got out of the hospital, blah, blah, blah. And it seems like day by day, I am just getting so much better. I want to do all the fuel filters on both engines. I noticed yesterday the port side engine wasn't spooling up quite as quick as she used to. Probably needs fuel filters. So I have engine fuel filters here, and then I have Raycors in the cabinet, and then I'll clean the strainers. So my old Ford cabin's torn back apart. Also, because I want to finish the deck on the Flybridge, the sole of the Flybridge, the floor up there, because I was given a really nice helm chair that is super comfortable, and I want to have it to cruise. So I want to finish that floor so that I can bolt that chair down and have a comfy chair to sit in. So I'm gonna get on all that today, get some work done. All's good. All right, so this bad girl is gonna get some fuel filters today. Primaries, Raycors, and strainers, and generator Raycor. Actually, I probably should replace the filters on the gen set as well. But that's what she's getting done right now. Quick and easy, and then I'll move on to the fiberglass stuff. All right, let's fill everything back up. Drop that in there. Come up here, kick the primer on. She's all full. Now onto the next side. Now I just need to do the engine filter on the other side. I just did the engine filter on this side. I just need to write the hours on it. You got the Smacko on. What are you doing?
I'm cleaning bottom before we head north. What time is it?
3:47.
That got me about 25 minutes.
What do you think of the Smacko?
It's nice, it's light. I don't have anything to compare it to, but it...
For a non-diver, how would you say its user-friendliness is?
User-friendly. Strap it on, turn the knob. You can't mess up this dial. And it's easy, it's light. I thought it would be...
all the critters on you.
I thought it would be more... it would make you feel more buoyant than it does. But it's meant.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Smacko for the win. Now we're gonna throw it back on the compressor and give it a charge up so you can go back in. All right, it is April 25th and actually 26th. And
ooh, getting a little thrashed right now.
I'm on the Aquasport and I'm getting ready to go grab a sander from Micah because I think my sander fell overboard. I don't know where it went. I brought it up to the Flybridge and then it was gone. I didn't hear any plops in the water, but now that I have this beautiful Helms chair that my friend in Key Largo gave me, I'm like, I need to finish this Flybridge deck so I can at least bolt this chair down
and use it. It's so comfortable. You just can't go wrong. Well, I think it's comfortable, but I've never really, you know, used it. So I fared the whole deck up there, and I'll show you that in a minute. But first, we're gonna go see Micah and grab a sander. We'll stop by Ethan's boat too. I gotta grab a bunch of tools I lent him. By the way, today is Thursday. Saturday morning, we are leaving Miami to head back up north. So this is exciting. It's the start of our whole northbound adventure. So today at 2 o'clock, I'm going to an appointment with the surgeon that did the surgery on me to make sure everything's all good, which I think everything's good. I'm feeling good. So 2 more days antibiotics, and then I'm done. Hopefully everything stays good, because I'm tired of feeling like shit. And yeah, so we're pulling up to Frosty right now. Oh yeah. Oh, Frosty.
How we doing?
Are you ready or what?
Getting the engine room nice and spotless. Ready to go.
Getting the engine room spotless?
Spotless.
Spotless.
You know,
Hell yeah.
running gear is clean as a freaking Mr. Clean. I don't know.
Nice.
And I got some new solar up top, which is making my life a little bit easier.
Ethan got a free big free solar panel, so he put that up there and cleaned his bottom yesterday. Hey, you never told me how you broke that fiberglass right there and cracked your whole freaking gunnel. How'd you do that, dude? Holy
well, the
shit.
crack was already, this one was already there, but you know, one of those situations where things happen.
Today on In Too Deep, the boys answer all your questions. Stick around and you might learn something.
So this is the promised Q&A. Frosty put together a whole slew of questions for us. Hopefully this gives some, sheds some light on everything you guys have wondered for so long. In Too Deep questions.
We've got
Hit it, Frosty.
We've got a decent little pile of questions.
All right, I'm ready.
The first question from Scott Elliott. Do you ever fish?
So fishing is one of those things. I know how to fish, but I'm no fisherman by any means, and I think Ethan could say probably the same.
I am a total poser with my sport fish and my outriggers. I've never cast a fishing line off that boat. So, no.
No, we don't do as much fishing as we should.
Next is, what kind of drone do you use?
The DJI Mini 3 Pro is what I've used. I lost 3 of them this season. Right now I'm droneless because I just lost the last one in the Pungo River Canal, being really stupid, and I crashed into the side of the boat like an idiot, and it's gone, lost it. So,
someone's asking about engine hours.
I've got low hours on my engines, somewhere in the 700 hour range at this point when I got them, and they had like 400 hours on the Cummins, and now they're 700 something.
My meters read 6,800 and 5,800. They were rebuilt in the late 90s somewhere. I figure there's about 3,000 hours since the rebuilds, maybe a little more. They're also electronic hour counters, so every time I forget to turn the keys off, the keys are under the helm, so it's easy to forget. It just logs hours, so it's kind of a mystery on Frosty's engines, but they're still running. So Gil McCullough is curious if this trip would be safe in a 22-foot WA cuddy with a 150 outboard. I don't know what WA is. Any ideas?
WA.
Walk around
cuddy.
22-foot walk around cuddy.
I mean, you could do it, but you're sacrificing a lot of comfort. Well, I guess you're not sacrificing anything because that's your boat, but I don't think it would be the best choice because there's a lot of offshore stuff.
All right, so safe depends on how you go about it, I think is.
Yeah.
Next, for Gus in particular. from Callum W. How did you start learning all the things you need to know about working on boats? Was it just a case of being a diesel mechanic and giving all other jobs a go?
Yeah, that's kind of exactly what it was. The only formal mechanical education that I have is I went to school to be an airplane mechanic and I got my A&P license. However, all of my car, truck, boat, everything else mechanical experience is just self-taught. Google is a wonderful thing.
Says Gus, you're all right. Can you try and list fuel price per gallon in your travels? There are big time differences between regions.
Yeah, I'd say in general our fuel prices ranged between $3.50 a gallon at the cheapest to $5 something a gallon at the most expensive.
Yeah. Alright. Ducati Parts 966 says, Gus and Ethan, you guys are awesome. Love these videos. I wish I was as adventurous as you were when I was your age. It's very inspiring to see younger people out making it happen, and even though it's not easy and not all fun, you guys handle it all in style and keep smiling. Hope to see you on the water one day. Will you be back in Maine this summer?
Hell yeah, back in Maine. Thank you. This goes to you and to everyone else with all the kind words. It's like, it puts the biggest smile on me and Ethan's faces.
Coming from Maine / Newburyport, do you ever cut through the Annisquam River? Or go out and around each time?
I've done the Annisquam twice. So when I left on the Albin, I cut through the Annisquam. When I came back on the Hatteras last year, I cut through the Annisquam. Me and Ethan have never gone through the Annisquam, or he's never gone through the Annisquam, but that's just because we went around Gloucester both times. If I was coming from Ipswich, I'd probably go through the Annisquam. But it is a nice river, and it depends on the tide as well, is in my decision to cut through there.
Next question. So whatever happened with Frosty's transmission? For those who watch the videos, I lost the transmission in the part 4 of the trip south. When I got to Florida, I took the transmission apart, and the output flange, which is a splined shaft that slides into the transmission, was stripped entirely smooth. Next question from Helmsman Hangout. When cruising offshore, what are the wind wave conditions you look for? Or what do you see when you say no to offshore? You don't have stabilizers, right?
No stabilizers. I have figured out the whole wind wave thing better over the course of the last couple of years of cruising. So you want to look for a swell that's not that big. The less wind, the better. The less of a swell, the better overall. But don't go out if you have wind against a swell. You know, anything more than 12 knots, I'd say I don't really like to go out in at all. I mean, it gets nasty out in the ocean quick.
Yeah, I think based on my experiences with Gus after his little thrashing on last year's trip north.
All right. So it is about 2 in the morning, and as promised, it is the weather's picked up, to say the least.
It seems like he is a little bit more cautious of going of putting the boat. I think the largest is it's putting the boat through a lot of stress that it doesn't need to be exposed to.
I'll lay it right out for you. 3 to 4 foot waves on the beam in a 50-foot boat sucks.
Yeah. So to conclude, it really depends on wave direction and your boat. You know, once you get to a point where you can't comfortably walk around the boat because you're just getting thrown, it's no fun. Do you ever plan on advertising for guest flotillas from Portland to Miami?
Very possible, coming this fall.
Alright, Cameron McMaster. What kind of boat would you recommend for someone new to liveaboards and hoping to make a trip like this sometime?
If you're on a budget, get a Taiwanese trawler. Bottom line is that they all have light power in them. Most of them have Lehman's or Cummins or something. My old Albin was a Taiwanese trawler. You can find them cheap. They're decent boats, and you can find them cheap.
Jim Merriman. asks, okay, how big are fuel tanks on Frosty versus Bella? Seems like Frosty's always fueling up and Bella Rose is always topped off. So what's up with that?
I guess that's well said, in a way. I definitely have to fuel much less than Ethan. I hold 685 gallons, and I average like 1.5 miles to a gallon. So I've got a theoretically I could easily do 1,000 miles.
Frosty only holds 300 gallons of fuel and it burns a little bit more than Bella. So at normal cruise on the way down, I was doing like 1.1 miles per gallon. Pretty much 300 mile range. Yeah. So that's what's up with that. DF Harris wants to know how many watts your solar panels generate.
I have 3 485 watt panels, so just under 1,500 watts. And then how much solar do you have? You have
right
400
now,
watts?
I'm right now both running 500 watts. You mentioned a certification for towing and going to school for plane/aero. Curious, as you are so proficient on engineering side, what did you study and what do you need certifications, etc., for captaining a boat at sea and on the ICW?
Oh, well, you don't need anything to captain one of these boats. I could be out there on a 70-footer, and as long as it's my boat and I'm operating it recreationally, you don't need any sort of special license. Actually, I think some states require that you have at least a boater safety card of some sort. I have my captain's license and the towing endorsement and stuff. Just by choice, I wanted to go get that. And it's not that hard to get as long as you have the sea time. All is good.
And lastly, Peter Anderson calls us complete and utter morons, and they giggle about it like schoolgirls.
Well, there you go.
As long as we're giggling, all is well, I think.
We're still giggling. What's his name?
Peter Anderson.
Sorry, Pete.
Sorry, Pete. But yeah, that seems to be the extent of the questions we have.
Cool.
I would say keep commenting questions if you have them, and we'll try to address them.
Yeah, we'll do this Q&A thing.
Oh, there was one other question, which asked, is Frosty a permanent part of In Too Deep? Like Gus mentioned, I've been doing editing and some other stuff with just the channel. So for the foreseeable future, I'll be, whether it's on camera or behind camera, I'll be part of In Too Deep, and
hell yeah,
we'll see where it ends up.
Yeah, for sure. No, Frosty, Ethan's been doing a really good job with the videos and stuff, and this summer I've got so much exciting stuff. So last year I was at the marina. I really didn't showcase much. This year I'm going to showcase everything I'm doing. And as Ethan could verify, when I'm at the marina working in the summer, I'm always working on shit. So
Gus is always working, and hopefully having me on the video side of things, we can try and find a more consistent schedule than we've seen historically, and keep content coming.
Exactly. I'm gonna record everything I'm doing at the marina because it's all such interesting boat repair, general repair stuff, towing, hauling, boats, and you name it.
And we got a build coming up.
We got a couple builds coming up. I'm gonna do the recording. I'm gonna pump the videos to Ethan. He's gonna edit the shit, and we're gonna throw it online, and hopefully you guys love it. All right, and now to answer the long-awaited question that I've answered a couple times, but this is a much more detailed version of: what type of fuel economy do these boats get? What are we burning for fuel? How much money are we spending? Well, I'll tell you right now, my boat is pretty damn efficient with these Cummins in it. I am getting 1.72 nautical miles per gallon at 7.5 knots, burning 4.36 gallons an hour, and that's at 1,200 RPM. Now, my normal cruise is 8.5 knots. So at 8.5 knots, I'm getting 1.48, so basically 1.5 miles nautical mile to the gallon. That's at 8.5 knots, and I'm burning 5.75 gallons an hour at that speed, and that's at 1,350 RPM. 8.5 knots, 1,350, 1.5 nautical miles to the gallon. Now, Ethan's boat, on the other hand, with her thirsty old 671s in her, at 8.5 knots, 1,350 RPM, he's getting 1 nautical mile to the gallon, burning 8.5 gallons an hour. That's at 1,350 RPM. Now, on the way home this year, Frosty had a little incident back in Florida that we'll get into in the next video. But essentially, he had to run one engine at 1,400 and the other engine at 800 RPM. He had to run one engine slow because he had a major vibration going on. So we ran all the way from Florida doing 7.5 knots on the way home. But that gave us the opportunity to calculate our 7.5 knot fuel burn, which is much more efficient, by the way. So, as you heard in my fuel economy, so Ethan burned 1.28 nautical miles to the gallon, running one engine at 1,400, one engine at 800, and that's at 7.5 knots, burning an average of 6.04 gallons an hour. So he's getting literally 0.3 nautical miles per gallon better at 7.5 knots than at 8.5 knots. Much more efficient. So that's the details. We'll put it all up in text, so if you guys are curious, you can check it out and read more into it. All right, well, I hope that answers all your guys' questions. As always, thank you for watching. If you like the videos, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time on the trip north. I almost said south, but that's not yet. North.